Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty. And today I'm here to do something a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I am actually going to be doing a palette bingo. If you're not familiar with palette bingo, I'm pretty sure Noel was the one who came up with the idea a few years ago, and so I will look for her original video and link it down below. But ultimately, you choose an eyeshadow palette, you come up with a random number generator, you pick 5 numbers, or I mean you can even write them down and put them, you know, in a box or a hat and pull from them. I'm going to be using a random number generator, but you choose 5 numbers and those correspond to 5 different eyeshadow shades, and you have to create a look with those eyeshadow shades. So I have done this once before. I can link that right here. I did use the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, but I did that video a little bit differently. In that video, I chose 5 shades, but I also incorporated other shades into it. And I've been seeing people kind of do these palette bingos that way, and then also where you just choose 5 eyeshadow shades and stick with those 5 eyeshadow shades. So I decided I did get a new eyeshadow palette for Christmas. It's the Urban Decay Born to Run. I know this is a super duper popular palette. I have seen this in a ton of favorites videos, honestly, and there are so many beautiful shades. I am wearing a purple shirt today, so I'm hoping we get some purples, but I decided since there are so many shades that I would go ahead, do a palette bingo with this, step outside of my comfort zone, and see what kind of look we can come up with. So the way that I'm going to number these is this will be from 1 to 7, then from 8 to 14, and from 15 to 21. And like I said, I will be using a random number generator. It's just random.org, and hopefully you can see it with the glare. What you do is you put in the minimum number can be 1, the max can be 21. I will generate 5 times and we'll see what we get. So when I generate the first number, it's calculating, is number 11. I don't know if you can see that. My autofocus isn't very good, so I don't want to hold it up too close, but it's number 11, and I'm going to take a screenshot in case I forget because this pregnancy brain is real. So if this is from 1 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I did get a purple. 11 is this shade right here in Guilt Trip. Let me swatch it for you. It's a beautiful purple shade. I'll just put it right here on my hand. So that's the first one that we are working with. Let me generate again. The next number that we have here is number 21. So that is the last shade in the palette. So we are mixing colors here. This almost looks like a blue-green. It's in Big Sky. Let me swatch it. No idea how these 2 shades are gonna work together. These are both shimmer shades, so you can see there's Guilt Trip, and this one is Big Sky. So we have some colors going on here. Hopefully we can get some mattes. Those are both shimmers. Let me generate again. And we have yet another shimmer shade. We have number 2. Shade number 2, which is another shimmer. It is this shade right here in Stranded, which looks like a champagne gold type of shade. Okay, so we might just have a very shimmery look going on here. Here is that shade right there. It's not a very good swatch. It's kind of hard to see on my skin tone, but it's almost like an orange shimmer, an orange champagne shimmer. Okay, so I'm hoping these last 2 are mattes because I am not a makeup artist. I just do this for fun. So I thought this would be a good way to challenge myself, and I will really be challenged. So here we have number 17. Let's see what that is. So 1 to 7, 8 through 14, 15, 16, 17. Another shimmer. Okay. This one is in Double Life. This is going to be a very shimmery look here. And let's put this guy right here. This is a very deep shimmer shade. It's very pretty actually. I don't think I've used this one. It's a really pretty shade, but we have no mattes. So let's do this one more time and cross our fingers that we get a matte. I did get number 9. I think number 9 is a matte. So 1 through 7, 8, 9. We have one matte, Baja. Baja is our matte. This is a matte that I have not used yet. It is a very orange toned matte shade, but at least we have one. You know what? So maybe looking at this, I'm wondering if I can use some kind of look with these 3 and make these 2 my pops of color. This one I can put in the crease. I wonder if I can almost make a halo eye with this guy and this guy. Maybe even incorporate the purple into the halo eye and the green shade on the lower lash line. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna take a minute to kind of come up with some sort of idea because like I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I just do this for fun. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. No idea how this is gonna look, but we're gonna cross our fingers and hope for the best. Let's get started. Okay, so now that I have you zoomed in a little bit, let's go ahead and get started. I did already prime my eyes. I just used a concealer, and you might consider this cheating a little bit, but I did take that first shade in Breakaway just to set it because I do have hooded eyes, so that means I can get like these little creasing concealer lines in the middle of my eye because when I open my eye, you can't really see my lid that much. So that might be cheating a little bit, but we're gonna roll with it. Now, out of my 5 shades, I am going to take the orange Baja. I'm going to just grab a little bit, super pigmented, and I'm going to try to buff this out to the best of my ability. This is definitely a very bright shade, especially against my very fair skin tone. This is not necessarily a shade that I would choose as my transition, but we're gonna roll with it. One thing I've noticed, I've been actually using this palette, I've used it several times in the month of January, and one thing that I've noticed is that these eyeshadow shades are super duper pigmented. So you can see that right here. This is very, very, very pigmented. I have another video I want to film after this, so hopefully my eyeshadow doesn't look too crazy. We'll see. I might have to redo it, but we're going to hope for the best. Then I'm just going to go in with a clean blending brush, no product on it, and just try to blend out those outer edges, especially since I don't have a lighter transition shade to kind of blend everything out. If I just use this brush, I can try to soften those edges a bit. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about. I could possibly do a halo eye. I could use the purple on the inner and outer parts of my eye and then go in with this shade in the middle, and I can use this to deepen it up. Or I was even thinking, well, that might be too dark. I was thinking maybe a halo eye with this shade and putting the purple in the middle and using that for the inner corner, but I think those might be too dark together. I think I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. So let's go in with the purple with Guilt Trip. I am going to use Guilt Trip with some Fix Plus because I already did my face makeup and I do not want any fallout. And I'm going to put this on the outer and inner part of my eye. Now you'll notice it kind of looks like I put this all over my whole eye, but that's just because I do have very small eyes, but I am going to try my best to leave that middle part blank, but I do want to connect it in the middle just a bit. It is just a little bit difficult for me since my eyes are so tiny to really get that halo eye and leave that middle nice and crisp and clean, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna take this purple shade in Guilt Trip. You can see I am getting a little fallout here, which is what I was trying to avoid, but we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna do the best we can here. And I'm just going to pack this color on until I get the pigmentation that I want. That purple is super pretty. I don't think I've used it yet. Then I'm gonna go in with the Sigma Tapered Blending E40. This is what I used with Baja. I didn't put any additional product on there, but I do want to blend out these edges just a tiny bit. I don't want to go overboard, but I don't want it to be super harsh. So I'm just going to try to blend out that purple just a bit. Okay, so we have some nice fallout happening here, which is why with this palette I normally do my eyes first. But then I'm going to go in with that stranded shade, that rose gold, and actually let me just try to use my pinky and see if I can just place this right in the middle. I'm going to do it with my pinky first and then maybe try to go in with my Real Techniques detailer brush to try and blend it just a bit. But I feel like you get really good pigmentation when you use your finger, which is why I want to do that first. And then, like I said, I'm going to take this smaller detailer brush. This is a really pretty shade. And just kind of blend out those edges without losing that shade. I want to blend it in, but I don't want to blend it away completely. So I'll probably do this a couple times, just back and forth with my finger, going in with the brush, trying to get everything nice and blended. Okay, so I still need to use this deeper shade in Double Life. I think what I'm going to do is take my Makeup Geek Outer V brush, dip into Double Life, and just put that in the outer V. Don't know how it'll look. We're gonna wing it a little bit. If I had bigger eyes, I might try to do the outer and inner part of my eye just to kind of deepen up that halo look, but because I have small eyes, I don't want to mess up anything going on the inner corner, so I'll just take this, try to get some pigmentation. Let me try spraying it with Fix Plus a little, and then just pressing it into that outer V, so it'll kind of deepen up just that outer part of it. Then let me take that blending brush that I was using and just, there's no product on here. It looks like there is because I used this to blend out Baja. I have so much fallout on my face. Can you guys see? I have I'm not going to be able to just brush it away. We're probably going to have to go in with a makeup wipe. But so far, we only have one shade left to go. And that's that blue shade that I'm going to put on the lower lash line. It's looking a little muddy up in here with the Baja, but I think that's a mixture of the Baja and the purple, which is why I probably would not have chosen the Baja shade myself for my skin tone. I probably would have gone with like Riff or Slingshot, which are just more neutral, but we're working with what we got, right? Before I do that lower lash line though, let me try to clean up some of this fallout. Okay, so I think we fixed it a little bit. We do have a little bit of a harsh edge on the ends here, which is not really what I planned for, but that's okay. Just buff it out a little bit. The last shade that I need to use is this guy right here. So I am going to take, what is this? The flat eyeliner brush from e.l.f. and dip into that Big Sky shade. And since it is a shimmer, I am going to put a little Fix Plus on it just to kind of make it pop a little bit more. And I'm gonna place that right here on the lower lash line. Ah, I got some in my eye. I am going to press first, and then I'll kind of move my brush back and forth to blend it out a little bit. But I want to press for pigmentation and then wiggle to blend. Can you see that? It's a pretty color. Never in a million years would I myself have chosen to put those together, but that's because I'm not very creative, especially when it comes to colorful looks. I just normally stick to my neutrals, and this is a great neutral palette. You do have lots of neutrals, but like if I was gonna do a pop of color on the lower lash line, I probably would have done a very neutral look. But what do you guys think about this color combination? It definitely challenged me. Definitely had a challenge here, but I said I wanted some purple, and I got some purple. Girl, we got some purple, along with some blue-green, and orange. This is a good way to use some of the eyeshadow shades that you normally might not have used. I'm going to take my finger with that stranded shade that I have on the lid. This is not normally a shade that I would use in the inner corner because I'm very fair complected. It would probably be a beautiful shade on the inner corner for someone who has a deeper skin tone, but that's the inner corner highlight that we have. I am going to jump off camera, finish the mascara portion of this eye look, pick a lip, and come back and show you the final look. Alright my loves, well there you have it. This is the finished look. Not necessarily the combination I would have put together myself, but I have been really enjoying this palette. I do actually think that the purple shade and the rose gold, which was Guilt Trip and Stranded, I think they look really nice together. Baja is not the shade that I would have chosen to put in my crease. I would have gone with something a little lighter, maybe Still Shot or Riff, but it worked. It created a lot of warmth, so I chose a warm lip. I did use the Pixie by Petra Bare Beauty lipstick. This is the, what are these called? The matte, their new matte lipstick formula. I am using that one, like I said, in Bare Beauty to kind of bring out the warmth. And I also don't think that I ever would have paired Guilt Trip with Big Sky. I don't necessarily think it's horrible. I'm just not someone that plays with a ton of color. So it was outside of my comfort zone. Definitely made me think a little bit. It's very bold. Not quite sure how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think about this look. Is it something that you would have thought to put together? Overall, I do really enjoy this palette. The only thing is, there's a ton of fallout. I mean, you could see I had to take a makeup wipe, completely wipe my under eyes. I had to start over with concealer. I had to reapply some of my highlight. And so that was, you know, just something to keep in mind, that if you do have this palette, I would totally recommend that you actually do your eyes first, which is what I normally do, and then go in with your foundation so that you don't mess up your makeup. But that's gonna do it for this palette bingo. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more palette bingo videos in the comments down below. You can let me know if you have any requests for eyeshadow palettes that you would like to see a palette bingo with, but I think I kind of want to keep these going just because, like I said, like these are totally like not colors that I would have put together, and I don't think that it looks horrible, but it forces me to be a little bit more creative, to step outside my comfort zone and to try something different. So I don't hate it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed before you go. I do post 2 videos a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays with a bonus video on Mondays or Tuesdays. That's gonna do it for this one though. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.